Right. Let's look at graph of force, or you say load, against what? Extension. When you plot a graph, so on your vertical axis, your y-axis, in which it represented by the load, on the x-axis or horizontal axis is represented by extension. So from here to here, what it means is the more load you apply, the more you increase the load on a spring or on elastic body, the more it extension. So from point O to A, this is a point we call straightening. Maybe the material wasn't straightening, kind of crinking, clumpy, and then when you straighten it, the body is straightened to, the form is supposed to be. Then from A to B, that's where um, Hooke's law is obeyed. You understand? Between A to B, that's where Hooke's law is obeyed, in which the load you apply is directly proportional what to the extension. So after B, now you have passed the elastic limit of that body. So from B down to C, the body is no longer proportional. That's the load is no longer proportional to the extension. In this case, you can load the body, and instead of it extending, according to the a small extra load you loaded, it now extends so much beyond. So imagine like a spring. mm, Assuming you have, this is the lasting limit of that spring, and then you come and load another thing on it, and the spring will just do like this. uh This is where we call between B to C. So the thing will not extend according to the load again. The thing will just extend totally away from the load. So at B to C, the elastic body is no longer proportional. Understand? Then after point C, you have entered the yield point. What we mean by yield point is that you have stretched this string, beyond what it can take. So at this point, when you now release the load, the spring doesn't return back to its original form. It just stays the way it is. So that means it has yielded to the force or to the load. It has yielded and now remain like this. It doesn't go back again. So it has reached, in which at this viewpoint, if you add any extra load again, what comes in? Breaking point, D. The thing will just break away and cut. So now, usually in exam, JAM exam or WAEC, NECO, you'll be asked, they will draw a graph like this and maybe ask you what happens at point B, what happens at point C, what happens at point D, or may ask you what happens between point B and C, what happens between point A and B. You know, so like now at point A, that place I call it strengthening. They straightening. You know, you are trying to straighten, you're trying to straighten the body. Then at point B, that's what we call what? At point B, we have what we call elastic limit. Elastic what? Limit. That's the point in which if you go beyond it, the body doesn't extend according to the load again. A small load may overextend it or make it will not even extend again. Something of that nature. Then at point C, we call it what? Point C, we call it the yield point. So that yield point is the point in which you have stretched it and the string can no longer even go back again to its original form. It cannot go back again to the original form. Then at point D is when you now add extra load and the string will cut or the elastic body will burst. You understand? So that is how to analyze graph of force, or you say load, against what? Extension. Thank you.